Hello, Raiders. Thank you, Anderson JPH, for the raid. Thank you. Quickly. Okay, perfect. Hey, not too bad. Scran News. Oh my god. Okay, welcome. Well, you know what it is. It's the raid after Saturday. Thank you, Joe, for the raid. And you know what that means. It means it's time for... Hello and welcome to UmiNews. Now, look, before we get started, there's a few things we have to address, okay? There's a couple of things we have to address. There's a couple of elephants in the room, and we need to talk about them, okay? Number one elephant in the room. The anime marble points redemption drama. Of course, you're all with me, right? That's what we need to talk about. I mean, I don't know what was going on there. Nightmare. Someone is corrupt, kind of like, you know, corruption abounds. Someone is taking monocoins off the top. I don't know what's going on there. It's absolute drama, and I'm not deflecting. This is obviously the most important thing to talk about right now. What's going on here? Oh, Jelly, thank you for the resubscription. Yes, we scran. Thank you. I'm gonna say I was gonna get a perfect scran, but then I was pressured by chat to finish it before the raid happened. So that happens. Okay. All right. We'll answer the actual elephant in the room. Things have come to light that have to be discussed. And with that in mind, hopefully this next piece will answer the questions and address the allegations. I hope you listen with an open heart. Thank you. Hello everyone. I'm here with Nanjo today to talk about something important. So Nanjo, if you would please. Thank you. Firstly, Nanjo would like to apologise for collaborating with fascists. He also apologises for accepting almost literally Nazi gold to help out. We here at UmiNews take these accusations very seriously, and we want you to know that integrity and respect for our audience is at the forefront of our minds at every...
Go! You're supposed to blow the bloody doors off! It's a very difficult job, and the only way to get through it is we all work together as a team. And that means you do everything I say. Hang on a minute, lads. I've got a great idea.
Turn. And that's why we're doing all we can to improve our image. To help us with our learning journey, we are setting up a Kickstarter and a Patreon you can donate to help us in this time of need. I'm mainly just thankful I was too lazy to crop the actual UmiNeco symbol properly when making the UmiNews logo, so I don't have an actual hate symbol in my branding. We are listening and we are learning. Nanjo, do you have any final words you want to say?
驚きましたとも。しかもその上、軍機なので秘密で治療しろと。これは手厳しいですな。突然外国人の女性患者を連れ込み、軍機だから秘密にせよと言い、治療代は必ず持ってくるから担保にと言って黄金のインゴットを。
All right, enough already. Nanjo, please save it for the Patreon members. Lastly, from me, I want to apologise for my association with problematic characters. I wasn't aware of these actions previously, but I still want to ask for forgiveness for any bad actors I may have boosted during my time at UmiNews. I am of course referring to Joseph Anderson and his violent hatreds of weebs and weeb culture. Even betraying his fans by abandoning the ability to unlock the Ayaya emote, that's right Joe, I never forgot, and locking anime acceptance behind his monocoin paywall, piling up his monocoin stash in his Swiss bank account for shame. Anyway, that's all from us here at UmiNews. From now on, I hope we can put this behind us, never be responsible for our past actions again, and never do anything problematic in the future. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and check out one of our other vids, like this one from one of Nanjo's streams.
さんほどではありませんが、私にも英語の心得がありました。二人の会話を漏れ聞き、二人が決して厄介な何者かでないと確信したからです。もちろん、インゴットに目がくらまなかったといえば。
Well, I hope that has answered all questions anyone may have. Hey Dana, thank you, Hey Dana. He suggested the Italian job joke, and I realised probably about 1% of the chat would know the movie, but I couldn't give it up because it was such a great callback. It's such a great reference to put down. But thank you everyone. I hope we can all move forward. It's just, you know, we won't talk about what happened today. It's fine. Well, you know, there'll be another apology video in on the Patreon, I'm sure. I could play more questions. I can play the tape again. I can play it again. Did you not hear the banjo? I mean, what else is there to talk about? Okay. So, how do we feel about UmiNews today? Sorry, not Umi. Fuck, I keep making that joke. I don't. Tell me how you feel UmiNews later. How do you feel about UmiNeko's stream today? There were a couple of things I was thinking about that I got upset at. The number one I got upset with, I was mad because I wanted to tell people my theory for Leon, but then they revealed it in the same stream about Leon being the child of, like, Beatrice, basically. And I was like, fuck, that's what I was going to talk about. I was going to try and do it and then seem really clever. And no, they had to reveal it before I could start the stream. God damn it. Falzar, thank you for the resubscription. The VN was written 15 years ago, yet you hired him. Look, I don't do background checks, okay? In my eyes, they're problematic and possibly fascist, okay? I accept people on the firmness of their handshake and when I look in their eyes, you know what I mean? Do I see honesty there? And that's what I see. Ryokishi has done it again. He's too quick for me. He's too quick. Because I was going to say, it's interesting that... This is what I was going to say. There's a few things weird about Leon being the daughter of Natsui. So, like, also, Leon's blonde, whereas Kraus and Natsui are both brown-haired. So, why would she be the daughter? But then I was like, hang on a second. Jessica is also blonde and blue-eyed. Oh, sorry, child. My mistake. Jessica's also blonde, which is why I was thinking about it. Kraus is not. Look, I'm not having. I know I steal a lot of bits from Joe. I'm not stealing Joe's what is blonde, not blonde bit. Okay, he can keep that one. I'm not doing that one again. He's kind of light brown. Anyway, Battle for sure wasn't in those scenes, so you can't know for sure they're blonde. Oh fuck, you're right. But anyway, enough about Leon. Leon's old news. We're talking about Claire now. Talking about Claire, aka Mint Choc Chip Beatrice, aka Glorpatrice, aka the final member of the theatre troupe trio. She was, they were, is it Claire? Is it Clara? What was it? It's Claire, right? It is Claire. Yeah, I thought it's Claire. WhatsApp Beatrice, exactly. All of them there. Interesting. I thought it was very theatrical, right, so far? Because it's like, not only is it theatrical in the sense that they're literally on a stage, but also like the concept of like the story of a noble child as like a servant, and also the format with like the, whatever you want to call them, like the divine commentators, or like the meta commentators talking between scenes. It was all very theatrical, right? Yeah, Claire Obscura 33. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, oh, and the other thing I was going to say, okay, I wrote a couple of things down because I keep forgetting things. So this is the other thing I wrote down. There were two parallels I thought was interesting. Fun parallel between Maria getting her dad wrong and Leon getting their mum wrong. And interesting that Kinzo's feelings for the Kuadorian Beatrice kind of mimic Battler's feelings on when he makes the young Beatrice, right? Like he makes her as a replacement for like this partner that he basically fell in love with, let's not pretend it. but then she sees him as her father. Whereas it's the same thing with Thing. It's very interesting to see where that goes. You can't believe they stole the idea from 1000 Exorcist? I know. Ryokishi, that bastard. Stealing from the future. I hate that guy. But before we go any further, Stop Battler's cool. Battler did correct himself. Yeah, Battler corrected himself. I mean, I think it's one thing with... It's a parallel. It's not identical, right? It's this very thing about, like... They have... Battler and Kinzo have a lot of similarities in, their position and, like, how they do things. But, their position and their circumstances. But it doesn't mean they're the same person. They choose different choices, which is interesting. Don't forget that apparently whether or not the character sprites are canon is a huge contention. That's fair. That is fair as well. I just thought it was funny. If you look at the family tree thing, it's just like... Jessica looks nothing like her parents. I'm sorry. I understand that's because of the sprite. And the fact because she's a child, they made her eyes like 10 times bigger for anime reasons. But yeah. Okay, wait, I'll talk about Flashback Channel in a minute. Before we get on, let us have the moment of the week. Nando's moment of the week. And we can carry on afterwards. And obviously the sponsor. Hi there. This is Hypothetical Walrus with a message. As you know, UmiNeco is coming to an end, and many viewers are starting to feel lost and directionless. This has led to tragedy striking many homes, as some weebs have fallen into reading Fate. Scenes like this are unfortunately common in the VN society. Every 3 streams, a chatter starts Fate. We are a charitable organisation, helping Fate readers recover and giving them the support they need to transition into a happier, healthier life. We here at Fate and Switch need your help. For just a 5 monocoin donation, you can keep innocent chatters off dangerous VNs. Our volunteers work tirelessly to help Fate readers make better choices. If you would like to donate, or you or a loved one is involved in the Fate franchise, please call 0800 Not Your Fate. Together, we can make a difference.
It was something Jessica once told Canon. She'd been talking about how anyone create another self in the image of the person they want to be. I think we heard those words somewhere near the beginnings of the second game. Fuck you. Now I think about it, some very interesting stuff's been mentioned since very early on. Fuck you! God damn it! What the...
We don't need Furuto Erika's heartless reasoning to know that the teacup magic was a sleight of hand.
Wait, it was?
Maria... I'm so sorry you had to find out this way.
Anyway, sorry, Mouse. We can continue.
Oh my god. The thunder is so loud, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
So when Brent Castle asked us who killed him... Ooh!
Whoa!
That scared the shit out of me.
Oh, for fuck's sake, stop adding new characters!
The maids are you, by the way.
Yes. Oh, fucking hell. Okay, we're done for the day. The doctor, of course. What do you say, Dr. Nanjo? He'll sing it. Let me say this for the sake of Kinzo-san's honor. No, don't. Just don't.
Under no circumstances do you need to hand it to Kinzo.
All workplaces have stories like that. No matter how incredible the ghost stories and tales about the company founder are, you accept and believe them. That's what it means to blend in with your new workplace. Wow, everyone's so mature.
That's what I think reading UmiNeco.
Yeah, it's like how you have to go along with the Chan bullshit if you want to be a part of the streams. I went to...
I just realised I forgot to include the bit about the sponsor beforehand, but you got the gist. Anyway, it wasn't a sponsorship, it was a charity advert. But anyway, Mouse, it made me laugh so much when you were like, oh, sorry, the lightning is kind of loud where I was. And I was like, oh, okay, I imagine you were here in the background. And then it was like the loudest thing I'd ever heard through a microphone. And I was like, holy shit, she was not kidding. That is fucking loud. It was so loud. Oh man, that was crazy. Yeah, the wrath of God. The wrath of God. Angry at how UmiNeco's going. Oh man. But yeah, spare a thought for the victims of Fate Stay Night and all other various Fate franchises, which are 12 million of them. Yeah, there's a lot of them, huh? There's a lot of them. There even is crossovers with Neko Arc or whatever from that other one. That's not from Fate, but it's related to Fate. I don't know how it works. There's like a trillion of them. The only thing I've ever seen from Fate is the anime OP of Carnival Phantasm. That's about as far as I've gotten. But anyway, yeah. So I don't know what to think about the flashback Shannon stuff, because I don't know what's going on with that. As you said, she's like too young or too old at that point, and there's no canon. I haven't seen canon, I don't think, unless I missed him. Fate Zero is very good. Oh no, Annie, call the hotline. Call the hotline, please, for your own sake. Oh, someone said if this was a Joe stream, we'd make it. It would be a channel reward. Maybe I should do that. Maybe for 50 monocoin. Hold on, I'll do it right now. Hold on. How do I do it? Channel points. Channel points. Add a new custom reward. This is save a chatter from reading Fate. Save a life. And this will cost... You know what? I'm boosting it up. I'm going to boost it to 500 monocoins. And by monocoins, I of course mean walrus coins. The completely unrelated, completely separate channel point reward. Oh my god, the donations are coming in. Thank you, Stratters. Thank you. Your donations mean so much. We can really, oh my god, this is really filling up my activity feed. I regret this immediately. Oh god. Okay. No one subscribed for the next like 10 minutes because your thing is gonna get drowned out. I did not think this through at all. Oh my god, the chat is ruined. Oh god. I really should have made this higher. I regret helping Fate fans recover. Oh, you're right. Sorry. You're just passionate my cause. Thank you. Anyway, I'll talk while this goes on. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with Canon. I don't know what's going on with them. I originally thought... So I got the timeline confused as well. So for a part of it, I thought Claire was going to be the Kudadorian Beatrice, not the child of that one. Actually, can I ask a question? So I may have missed it. I really wasn't. I just thought about it now. I wasn't paying attention to it. Is Claire referred to as she, her? Or is Claire's gender also mysterious? Okay, so it is a she for her. Also mysterious. Hold on. I'm getting conflicting thoughts here. I'm seeing more she's. Okay. Well, I'm seeing more for she's. Okay. Because she is a fragment of the universe of the same person as Leon, right? But then I guess the idea is like in almost, I don't want to say this. Claire is a she in the notes page. Okay. I don't want to say this and put more negative associations in Joe's head for episode 7. But in an almost Steins Gate-esque way, is there a suggestion that in some of the fragments, because of some sort of circumstance, they could be different genders? Maybe in this fragment we're looking at now, Goda fed the Kudadorian Beatrice more vegetables when she was in Kudadorian, and therefore the baby was born as Claire. Whereas in the other one, there wasn't as many vegetables, or there was slightly less, or we don't know. Maybe Goda fed the Kudadorian Beatrice a box that may or may not have contained the vegetables in like a, Schrodinger's cat kind of way, and so we don't know. It's because they're when they talk about like Burncastle and stuff, the shard is meant to be a version of Leon, right? It's not like it is like this is what happened to you in a different reality. So Kushi did work as a vegetable salesman at one point, so it would track. He's got every job. Very timely of you to bring up the great vegetables when the celebrated VN Steins Gate is now on sale on Steam right now at 90% off. My god. On the Steam summer sale. It is in fact 90% off. Buy it now. I also saw Fury was 90% off. The two titans of the gaming world. Steins Gate and Fury. Play of the Devil is... Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to get into the... I don't want to get dragged down into the VN discourse. I'll leave that for Joe's chat. You bought Steins Gate because of me. Don't say that. Don't put that evil on me. Fate, is Fate on sale? Hold on, let's have a look. Fate. I'm not telling you because then you'd have to redeem more. You'd have to redeem more Walrus coins. Yeah, so I don't have much else to say about the stream today. I think it had a lot of stuff happened, but it was a lot of setup, right? So I think it was fun. They brought in new characters. I thought it was funny they brought in the stakes as the maids because I was like, it was one of those things where you're like, what? That's insane. But also when you think about it, you're like, well, it makes perfect sense because you've got to have a set of characters. They have to come from somewhere. So, you know, and they have to be related to the story beforehand. So it makes a lot of sense that they would be the stakes. Like the only thing I'm waiting for is for the maids from the other place. I can't remember the name. The other family or the other place that Claire's from to be the bunnies, the bunny girls. Obviously Sans is Fuken House, yeah. 92 redemptions from chatters, my god. So many people want to save people from reading Fate. Thank you. Sans Undertale. Sorry, without ears. Without ears. Yeah. But yeah. Does anyone else have any thoughts or any discussions that they wanted to bring up about UmiNeco? Any thoughts you've had which weren't discussed in Joe's chat while we're on the subject before we move on? Also, actually, can we get a quick poll? Can we get a quick poll in chat? I want to know how many people have actually know about the Italian job. Can we get a hire Goda, fire Nanjo? Mario, how can you say that after watching the apology video? Didn't you see either of the films? Either of the films. I mean, I won't lie to you. Okay, not even watched it. How many of you know it's about a team of people who go to Italy to steal bars of gold? Because that is the joke. If you don't know that bit, the trailer makes no sense. But I had to do it anyway because it was such a great line, concept. They made a sequel. There was the original versions from like the 70s with Michael Caine, and that's where they have the iconic line, "You're only meant to blow the bloody doors off." And then they made a god awful remake in like 2003 or something. That wasn't basically about the Italian job whatsoever. With the mini cars, yes. And then it ends with the cliffhanger of them on the bus. The cliffhanger, we'll leave it at that. Okay, we're looking at a 34% knowing about the Italian job, which honestly is higher than I thought it was going to be. I was saying to Hayden earlier, it's going to be a joke for 5 people. Sorry, you've thrown me. Thank you, Joe, for the raid. Thank you so much. Thank you. You got me resting on the beach. Yeah. I normally run ads right at the beginning when I'm warming up, so that it doesn't come in for the rest of the stream. But obviously, I didn't realise how quickly Joe was finishing with the chapter. Caught with my pants down. Exactly. Oh my god. Well, give it 28 more seconds and the ads will be done, and we can get on to what you're here for. DL7, of course, people could always skip the ads by subbing to the channel. Well, maybe, but we don't want to promote that. We don't want to suggest that people could subscribe to skip ads in this channel. That would be not morally correct to do. Julie, thank you so much for resubscribing for 5 months at tier 1. He's like Nanjo and Princess Beach. That's so true. Okay. Well, stop this now. Shh. Joe's stream has ended on a Saturday after UmiNeco. So, you know what that means. It's time for... Hello and welcome to UmiNews. Wow. What what a stream, huh? It was a big one. It was a big one. Last week, I was, well, not last week, the week before, last stream, I was kind of like, they're setting things up. I don't know what's going on. You know, it's kind of like, whatever. But now we're going on all cylinders, huh? Yeah, Battler stocks are down. They are absolutely down. It's not been a good look for Battler. Like, okay, you know, he did have a traumatic event with his mother dying, but it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Let's just say that. And his first crush too. His first ever love. His spring love. He forgets about her. The other thing I didn't understand though, I was like, okay, yeah, he was 12, but also surely when you talk to Shannon more, would you not remember? Would you not be like, oh yeah, we had all those conversations? Like you're in the middle of a murder mystery. You're like talking to Shannon. You'd be like, oh, didn't we have all those bits about the murder? Yeah, it's all kind of like, unless something horrible happens specifically related to, they've not mentioned something that's specifically related to Shannon that makes him repress that exact memory. I mean, I guess it's just like his mother dies and he represses all memories about everything about the Ushimiya family, right? I guess that's kind of what he's saying. It's like he just forget everything, don't even think about any of it. But anyway, poor Shannon. Poor Shannon. She's having a rough time. So without further ado, let's first of all pay our respects to other people. I think here at UmiNews, we need to talk about the death of the original Beatrice as well, because it's been a while since it happened, but she did die, and in the aftermath of, oh my god, I don't know why the the Battler screen is flashing out. That's not a good look for Battler either. In the event, it's been a few days now, a few weeks, so I thought we would pop in and see how the community is dealing with the death of the original Beatrice. Over to me in the field. Nanjo's bed. No, that's the wrong one. This one. In the wake of Beatrice's death, people around the world have been dealing with the news in their own way. In many parts of the world, Umi fans are attending parades in her memory. Although, some others have a slightly different opinion on the matter. Well, I'm here, in the heart of Rokkenjima, to get the thoughts of those closest to the event. Let's go. Now, excuse me, miss, how do you feel about the recent death of Beatrice?
そんなのかわいそうです。水族館に来て美味しそうなんて言い出すのは世界中でも日本人だけなんだそうですよ。クジラを泳がせることができる大水槽なんて初めて見ました。
Excuse me, sir. That hits a lot harder now, huh?
親父殿は相変わらずご気分が優れられないそうだ。年に一度の親族が集まるこの機会に同席できないことを非常に残念がられておられた。ではディナーを始めようじゃないか。
Excuse me, ma'am. What is your opinion on Beatrice's death?
私はあの子のゲーム版の駒に過ぎない。こうして番外へ取り除かれてしまえば、もはや何もできない存在。しかしあなたはあの子の対戦相手。あなたが自ら投げ出さない限り。
Excuse me, sir. Do you have any thoughts on Beatrice's death?
お嬢様の笑い声は時折実に品がありません。それを聞くたびに。
Oh, so that's why you're wearing the maid uniform. Dressed for the job you want and all that.
なぜ私ほどの高貴な悪魔が。
Excuse me, sir. Thoughts on the Beatrice situation?
俺は今取り込み中なんだ。放っておいてくれ。気が向いたら食ってやるぜ。
Oh, well, can we see this new Beatrice?
その辺に置いて、とっとと失せな。
Well, as you can see, thoughts here are varied, but I think we can all agree, rip. Back to you in the studio. Thank you, me. Damn. You know, I made this bit a week ago. It hits different. It's different now. Battler being like, oh, I found a new Beatrice. Damn. That's all I can say, damn. And, yeah, I mean, yeah, if I'd made that now, I probably would have switched out Vergilius for Gap and then probably not put Shannon in it. But it's funny. It's funny looking back and not knowing these things. Thank you for the follows, by the way. Thank you everyone who followed. I am the Twitch Ghost 091, Bearded Tribal, North Star 104. Thank you. Oh, and some other Day as well. Thank you. Man, Man, yeah. So, I mean, this is the big thing with the betrayal, battle of sin. I do think it's funny because I was thinking about it. I was kind of like, it's kind of fucked up that, like, you know, Shannon kind of murders people and then blames it on Battler. But then I was thinking, well, Shannon's also kind of insane. So, you know what? I guess it makes sense. Like, so I had to miss a couple of bits of the stream today because I was doing other things. But in my mind, the timeline, and correct me if this has been disproven, but the timeline is you have Shannon, who goes by the previous name, who's being bullied by all of your house guests, who is the daughter of the other Beatrice, right? And then so she imagines the Shannon, who's like a good version of her. And then when the old maids leave and the new maids come in, she becomes that version of Shannon. And then she imagines the new idea of Beatrice as like a version of herself. Who then becomes the witch, but then there's the whole idea when she falls in love with Battler, she's going to abandon the witch because she's now going to become like the actual Shannon with Battler in like the real world. But then obviously this happens, and so I guess at the end of it she kind of like snaps, and then so I'm assuming this will happen next stream. She will abandon like the idea of being with Battler and just fully embrace becoming the witch. And she wants to date all three of her cousins. Yeah, exactly. We haven't even seen Canon yet, so yeah. At some point, I assume she has to also imagine Canon. So she's imagining Beatrice. She's imagining Canon. On the Leon timeline, that shard, have we ever seen Shannon? Because in my head, then who would be Shannon is actually okay. So Shannon is not Leon. So they are two separate people. Oh, she manned the ticket booth. Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, I don't know what's going on. Because my thought was then... Because the person we see become Beatrice in this fragment is meant to be the fragment of Leon. So I thought that was going to be Shannon. But I guess they're like... I don't know. I don't know what's going on, basically. Everyone's on different timelines. Yeah, I'm shaking my hands up. Yeah, Shannon. In my mind, Shannon and Leon can't exist in the same timeline. It's a weird one. Yasu's the word as well. I forgot Yasu's the name. But yeah, so in my mind, Shannon's kind of insane, and that can explain why she then kind of goes crazy because, you know, she's been waiting for Battler for these 7 years, and she's starting to make herself believe, oh, it's just a test. You know, it's because of his love. You know, when our love is strong enough, he'll come back on the white horse. He's abandoning the name so that, he'll be with me. And obviously he comes back, and then it turns out he's forgotten who the hell she even is, and she kind of snaps. I'm just hoping, I assume they won't do this, but I'm just kind of really being like, please don't make it, because this would be the dumbest thing. This would be like the light novel, cash-in way to do it would be like, because they bonded over murder mysteries. Shannon's like, well, to make him remember me, I'm going to turn Ushiromiya into a murder mystery, and that way he'll have to remember me, because it'll be like our time together. And I was like, please don't do that. That sounds like that would be fucking awful. But who knows? Maybe it'll all come round full circle, like the boob grabbing. Which now is an ultra important scene to put it all together. God, there was something I was going to mention. What was I going to say? Because it is interesting now you kind of reveal that all the stories have been written by Shannon's perspective. It is some Danganronpa logic. Yeah, exactly. So I'm assuming that's not going to happen. I hope that doesn't happen, because that would be kind of crazy. Yeah, and exactly, the Battler's the one who always says he looks for the motive in a murder mystery, and she wants him to understand her motive. So she creates the murder mystery so then he'll find out the why did it, and then fall back in love with her. It all comes to... It's only 1 and 2. Okay, only 1 and 2. But, yeah. Okay, while I try and remember what the hell I was going to say, let's check out Nanjo's Moment of the Week. Enjoy. Nanjo's Best Bits is brought to you by the following sponsor. Have you been looking for a maid or a general handywoman hiring company? Then look no further than the Seven Sisters Service. If you need someone to clean your house, be your friend, watch helplessly as you get bullied at school, kill all your enemies, Stop your papers from flying away. Crash a wedding. Then look no further than the Seven Sisters Service. Hire them for the low price of your attention. Just take a look at these customer reviews. A low-cost alternative to the Siesta Sisters, without any of the Mammon is cute, I guess. Remember, when you make a mistake, call them mistakes. Contact us now on LinkedIn.
Very entertaining, these closed room murders. Once you read the answer, it becomes a tale of humans or a mystery novel. But if you take out the part that reveals the answer, it becomes a tale of witches or a fantasy novel.
That's an interesting way to look at it. It would be a shame if that just became my whole personality. So there's only a tiny difference between human novels and fantasy novels. It really means a lot to me that somewhere in this house right now, Kraus is looking up at the same moon with grand ideas.
Then what will be my new name?
I really love anime and moe, so you can be
Just what good does she find in such a limited, ulcer-inducing life? I wanted to know.
Ulcer-inducing life is such a perfect description for Natsui. Holy fuck! Oh my god, that's one of the best lines of the whole thing so far.
Goes so hard.
Holy shit! Oh, Battler's sin is that Shannon wanted to be with him, but then he didn't come back, and then she had to settle for George. It all makes sense. Of course she would be murderous and hate everything. Yeah, okay, I get it. Battler, you're so fucking stupid. You've been oh my fucking god. What the fuck? You're so dumb. Jesus fucking Christ. You fucking idiot. In fact, Battler might have left you, Shirmiya family, because he set his sights on a future with you.
Oh, why would that be? Yeah, the cope, the embodiment of cope is so tough. It's so tough.
This too is Disco Elysium. Oh my god.
Yep, I was just thinking that. Yeah.
You had all this with her, and then you're talking to Beatrice, and not once in a minute, seems a little fucking familiar. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Now, in Battler's defense.
No, you under no circumstances have to in Battler's defense. An argument with Rudolph was just an excuse.
What splendid reasoning. Nice going, Riche.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with his mother dying and his father remarrying and having knocking another woman up while his mother was still alive right before she died. It's all about you.
I've known your name longer than I've known Asumu-san's. I hear you're Rudolph's old girlfriend.
I love Ava so much.
I love her. Yeah.
She's so good. Oh, fuck. Our silk song. Oh my god. Oh, no. George says next year, Battler's on the boat. Really? Nah, it was a silk post. Sorry. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
I love that you can hear Joe presumably slam the table or like do something in that crash out. He like hits something against something. Oh, it's funny. But yeah, I also kind of like. I feel like maybe I'm just projecting now, but the WhatsApp Beatrice uniform, it looks more like a servant's uniform, right? With like the cap and all the frills around like an apron kind of thing, which makes more sense if it's a witch coming from a servant, which is quite interesting. Also, I'm just trying to think now. Okay, if only the first two are written by her perspective, because I was gonna be like, well, why the fuck does she win the duel for love versus fucking the other two with George when she's obviously in love with Battler? Is she just trying to say that like she also loves George just in a different way? Or is that because that's written by someone else who doesn't know that Shannon loved Battler? Because obviously only Shannon remembers that now, because you know it was just between Shannon and Battler, and Battler doesn't remember that. So I guess it might just be between Shannon, so no one else knows that. Well, Jessica got screwed over. She lost the fucking duel of love to a person taking second place. They were like, oh, I love George. You know, I kind of love George. I'd love George enough to beat your ass and kill Cannon and erase him from the timeline. But he's not my number one. But damn, Jessica getting fucking screwed over. Feel bad. I mean, Shannon and George's relationship had progressed further, so I assume that's the only thing I can think of is like they still do love each other But then, like, if that's true, why would they still do the murder mysteries after George proposes to Shannon? If Shannon truly loved George as much as she loved Battler, I don't think she would have then murdered people the night after she got proposed to by George. Oh, fuck. Yeah, you're true, Julie. I forgot you gave me the... Hold on. Let's get the non-fascist one out. Hold on, where is it? Hold on. Julie made me, to avoid cancellation in future, Julie has made me a logo to use. I just completely forgotten to put it on. Hold on. Give me one segundo. And then I've got to add it here. Add image on this UmiNews logo. I hope you're all excited. I'm really building this up. Scrolling down. Here it is. Here it is. Boom. UmiNews when they raid. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. Thank you. Or we can just whack this right here, and no one will be able to tell the difference. Perfect. I'll polish that up after the stream today. Cinema. Yeah. So, did we have any other thoughts on UmiNeco today? It's fun to think about how it's yeah, they've both been from Shannon's side. And so she just put the boob grabbing scene in at the beginning, which, like, I don't understand if that's meant to be, like, you know, to show how little Battler cares about women, basically. And how it's like, oh, you know, we had this thing and then he's forgotten and the first thing he just thinks of is using me for my body. I do also kind of think a bit like it was still like, you could have still done that better. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't just, there's a different way you could do this. You know? It doesn't justify the stream. It just gives it a reason, but you could have carried it out differently. You know, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Do I just ad-lib UmiNews on the spot right after stream complete? How do I get the stream clips? So everything else I make beforehand over the week, and then basically just I watch the stream, and then I just cut the clips while I'm watching the stream, and I just render them. And you can just render clips, you know, all together right at the end in like a couple of minutes. So that's how I sneak it in. I did also really like the callback to the white horse line, because I did remember that as well. I didn't really remember the context, but I did remember Shannon talking about rescuing something on a white horse. 85% voted for Peak for this episode so far. Might be the only UmiNews poll with no votes for Cliff. Wow. To be fair, I think people said episode 7 was their favorite, right? A lot of people said that, so that's good to hear. This is your favorite episode in UmiNeco, Julie. That's good to hear as well. I don't know why I keep saying good to hear. I do like that we finally got the reveal of the reason Battler wasn't forgiven, because I was like, damn, that's been going on for a long time. I kind of want to hope they resolve that at some point. Yeah, cool. All right. Pretty bold for the. That's so true. The JPH smile, the Shannon smile to be the anti-spoiler emote when it's actually a huge spoiler by itself. That's true. Shannon was looking at us all along. She was staring us right in the face. It was the fucking Sakugasp 2 of the Joe streams. It's Saturday. After Joe, the Saturday stream. So you know what that means. It means it's time for... It's time for UmiNews. Hello. Of course, there is no UmiNews because Joe cancelled UmiNeco on Tuesday. So I didn't watch the stream. I thought there was no point because it had been cancelled, obviously, so I haven't checked. Thank you so much. Wow, so many subscribers and followers. Thank you. Thank you, Scruffix, for resubscribing. Thank you, Annie Perez, for resubscribing, saying, UmiNews. And thank you, Dalmek, for saying, for subscribing and saying, after Nanjo's apology, this sub is directly funding his GoFundMe for a new ukulele. Thank you. He needs one. He broke his other one in rage when people were still upset. And thank you everyone for following. But as you know, UmiNews has been cancelled. So yeah, we don't have time for UmiNews, but we did do a fond look back, as this will obviously be the last UmiNews stream. We did a fond look back at all the best moments, all the bloopers that we've carried out throughout the years. Please enjoy some of our fun edits that we had to cancel out to maintain professionalism in the streams. Thank you.
己にふさわしい生を全うするがよい。
空も飛べるし、姿を透明にできるし、黄金もパンも生み出せる。泡にくつねりで戻ってレバーにねぎまん。
己にふさわしい生を全うするがよい。
Alright, everyone, we'll be starting soon. Is everyone ready? Okay, cool. So we can... Nanjo, what are you doing? Are you playing fucking Uma Musume? What the hell are you doing? You're pulling for what? I don't give a shit about Kita-san Black. Are you fucking serious? We're gonna be live in seconds. I can't believe you... What? You got it. I don't give a shit that you got it, Nanjo, you fucking addict. It was bad enough when you dropped $2,000 from the UmiNews funds on the game. Now you're playing during work? I swear to Christ, Nanjo, What do you mean we're live?
話、己にふさわしい生を全うするがよい。
バカなこと言うじゃねえ。俺はおふくろの子だぞ。後ろにアースムの子だ。俺は後ろ。
Ah, good times. Good times. I remember Battle had to be in hospital for 3 months after that one. Anyway, that was a fun look back. It's a shame UmiNews is cancelled. What? What are you saying? Hold on. I'm hearing that he has not actually been cancelled. Oh my god. Moving on. Hello. How are we doing? Okay, I didn't know how to end that bit. I'm sorry. Joe's not cancelled. The streams are going on. I stayed until the end of episode 7. And then he cancelled it again. Well, I guess I have to make the same joke next time. It's recancelled. Thank God. The bit can remain. Yeah, so I stayed to the end of episode 7, and then I was like, oh shit. Oh, sorry, the end of the tea party. And then I was like, I don't know how long he's going to go on for, so I'll end now. So if anything happened after that, I don't know. But, yeah, I really liked it. I really liked this episode. I thought, like, you know, well, this ending, this stream. As I said, I feel like there's been a lot of setup, and I think this was a lot of payoff, and I thought it was really fun. I liked it a lot more. Like, I don't know if this is controversial or not, but I thought the original inheritance scene was, like, fine. I thought it was fun. I think it was amazing. I thought it was okay. It was good. It was obviously better than the rest of episode 1, but I thought it was fine. But I thought this one really paid off. I really liked how it kind of came out. I liked how they had the fight. I liked how, like, it all blew out into madness. I like how they just, you know, showed that eventually Kirie was just a complete and utter sociopath who cares for literally no one apart from herself. Like, at the beginning, you're kind of like, why the fuck would she do this? And you're like, oh, it's because she's a clinically insane sociopath who actually has, like, a medical condition where she just doesn't care for anyone at all. And it's one of those, like, movie sociopaths, right, where, like, they're somehow also, like, they've hidden it the entire time. Because from what I understand, a lot of, like, sociopaths in real life actually have a really hard time keeping stuff together because they just, like, don't think too far into the future because they don't really consider stuff apart from, like, themselves. But yeah, she's just on the grind set. You're right, sorry, she's just girl bossing. That's what Rikichi's trying to tell us, is that Kirie, it's a feminist work. It's about how she's just out there getting her money. She's just grinding. To be fair, I never knew the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath. And from what I understand, one's is a subset of the other or something, and, like, sociopath doesn't really exist clinically. It's all like, I don't know. Like, one of them's one of the other, like, one of them's just an option of the other one. Like, you know, it's kind of like trying to do two definitions. Yeah, let's not, you know what I mean. Let's not get into, like, actual medical terms. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. And there were some really fun moments in there. I especially liked when George was dying, right? Because it really this is such a random thing to think about, but has anyone watched Breakfast Club? No, I didn't like George. Okay, let me rephrase that. I didn't like it because George was dying. I liked it because, you know, in Breakfast Club, there's the scene where you have the guy who's like the rebel and he's smoking and like he's like, fuck you, teacher. He does all this stuff and you're like, damn, he's so cool and mature and rebellious. And then like the teacher, who's a real asshole, like pulls him off into a closet and like punches him and is like, when I see you in real life, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. And then the rebel kid like actually is like really scared because you're like, oh shit, he acts like an asshole, but he is still just a child, like a literal child. Like, you know, just because he annoys you, you can't like say he's not like an actual child. And that's what I thought with George, because George always pretends, you know, he's always trying to be really mature. He's always trying to be sensible and stuff. And then he's like starts like crying and like being like, please, I don't want to die. I thought my uncle was like better than this. And it's like, oh shit, you know, George is still just like an emotional weak child who like needs help. Like he's not just like some annoying nerd guy who has it all put together, right? Oh fuck, is he no way, he's 23. Is he actually 20? I keep forgetting he's 23. Fuck. Never mind. Cancel it all then. Forget that. I mean, to be fair, it's still 23, still not like, you know, not crazy old. Cancel the whole thing. I keep forgetting he's 23. I guess because he keeps trying to marry, he keeps trying to go out with Shannon. So I keep thinking he's like 18. Yeah, 23 is still valid, I think. It's still valid to be scared of that. And it's because they keep calling him a child, right? And they keep calling him like naive. You know, so I always think about it. But yeah, the other thing was crazy. I was not expecting him to kill the kids. I legit thought they were going to be like, okay. I guess that's because you didn't really think Kirei was that insane yet, or like that evil. So I thought they were going to be like, okay, we'll kill all the adults, get the kids off the island, tell them some made up lie, and then I don't know, shove them off to an orphanage or something and look after them, and then we'll go and live the dream. But they were like, no, we're just going to fucking kill all the kids. We're going to kill Maria, going to kill Jessica. I was like, damn, that's they're fucking hardcore. And I really liked how it all kind of linked back to different episodes, right? So you had the test, the trial happening so that like, that was an echo for the other ones. I really liked how... do you remember in episode 3 where Ava Beatrice summons the Chiesa sisters for the first time and they kill Kirei and Rudolph? And I was like, oh, that's like a neat thing, because like Ava eventually kills Kirei and Rudolph with the rifle, right? So like that's like, I thought that's like a fun echo from that as well. One thing I was surprised by, yeah, and Jessica getting killed in like a really horrific way, which I think might have been like when she was doing the trial for love and she gets killed by... Did she get killed? No, she kills Kirei, right? Okay, yeah, never mind. What was I going to say? Yeah. It's really fun just seeing the narrative. Oh yeah, the one thing I was surprised by, I thought Jessica... Because you remember in episode 4? Whichever one was the one where they just started shooting everyone. Jessica phones up the phone to Battler and is like, they're trying to kill me with guns. I thought that was going to happen in the quote-unquote real version of the stream, but that didn't actually happen. That was the one thing I got wrong, because I was like, damn, I thought they were going to go there. But then no, Kirei just fucking beats her to death. And you're like, oh, okay, fair enough. Hardcore. Yes, thank you everyone who is using your donations to save people from reading Fate. Thank you. Yeah, and before we go any further, let's have a look at the moment of the week. We have no sponsors today, I'm afraid, because UmiNews was cancelled, so I didn't have time to connect a sponsor. No, I just ran out of time. I just ran out of time. I had some good ideas actually, so for next stream we'll have a good one. But this one is just the moments of the week. All the sponsors bailed. Well, yeah, that as well. We can only get like the Kick ones now. We can get some advertisements for Kick, and we can get some advertisements for like, you know, HelloFresh. They'll serve anyone, and Clash of Clans. But apart from that, we're kind of cooked. Anyway, please enjoy.
We solved the riddle, and you turn the bomb switch to on, trying to blow us and everything else up, right? Let's get Cannon with his wheelbarrow to get this gold out of here right now. And then Beatrice is like, okay, I'll go get him. Just takes the dress off. Here I go. Carl's like, yes, good, Cannon. Yeah, take the gold. Yeah, it's good.
That's not true. You're very accomplished and attractive. You aren't worse than Battler Sama in any way. Ugh. Can you imagine if Kinzo was just like was just like sundowning at the end of the day and couldn't remember which
Yeah,
one?
exactly. You forgot the epitaph solution. He could have forgotten this too. Or he's like, his fingers are greasy from all the dominoes and he can't grab the switch properly. Oh shit, oh no. A pizza slice in his mouth as the screen goes white and he's like, oh shit. Well, at least I died doing what I love, eating my pan pizza. Fucking hell.
The next fragment. I love Krause's talking bullshit in the face of a murderous witch, just handing them an ATM card.
It's like it's like a brave front, but really he's just too stupid to understand what's really going on. He's just like, you know what? Yeah, we'll reach a gentlemanly agreement. Like Ava's like head in her hands, going like, Kraus, the rifles are here with bullets. She was gonna kill us. He's like, no, nonsense. It's done. It's okay. It's fine. Like you don't understand the person we're dealing with. Yeah, she just gave us money. Yeah, like so. This tea party has chapters. What?
The tea party has chapters.
What do you mean it has chapters? Also, there's been no fucking tea. They would have to rely on Kraus to get cash for the gold. I don't know. There's a lot of like adverts about cash for gold. I think we could do it. Now you're finally seeing it. I apologize for hiding all of those things. They're
fucking carting giant wheelbarrows of gold ingots to the fucking like paycheck forward people on the corner in Moncton. That's what you're imagining. Like
1-800 Kraus for gold. I want your gold. I'll give you cash. Here, just bring it to me. Anything you want, I consider it into cash. Thanks, Kyrie. You're always the best at cutting away my naivete. You tear me to bits, make me read. What's next? Are you showing me this worst possible tale to hurt me even more? Making her read and tearing to bits are the same level to Angie. As though in response to that sound, Natsui's head slowly turned to face the ceiling. No more headache. Don't give up. Don't complain. Just you try complaining again. This time I'll pinch your ass. Sorry. This time I'll pinch your ass. Sorry.
Okay.
Really had to get the essential character motivation of Willard. The bonding experience between the two of them. The ass pinching. What else do you need? I kind of I agreed with Joe as well when when they just pulled the red truth line out, and I was like, we're still doing like the red truths. Like what's going on? I mean, I guess it's nice because it's like, you had I understand the red truth where it's like, this is all real, and you're like, oh shit, that's like the big one. But then they start doing like the red, like the arguments or whatever afterwards with Willard and stuff, and I was like, I thought that would be in like the final one. I was like, it's over now, right? The rare and somber butt pinch, exactly. We'll have to see, because it's kind of like, it's kind of that thing with, especially with this one where it's meant to be real and there's no game master. The quote unquote real stuff is a lot more interesting than right at the end where they're like, oh no, 1 million cats appeared and then started biting people, and you're like, okay, all right, bud, let's just move on to the next episode, you know what I mean? We'll just get into it. Oh, thank you, Lemon Dread. Thank you for resubscribing. Thank you. Oh no, bro, still using the red truth in 2025. Embarrassing. Where's the gold truth? You know what I'm saying? But it is fun. I liked that they were like, because again, it's like a parallel, right? Where like, they're saying there are no options where Leon or Battler don't meet like a horrific end, right? And then it's all over, it's happening. And then Leon's like, Willard, please save me from the two witches who are now working together. And it's very similar to the end of episode 4, right? Where the two witches are like, Beatrice, you can never win. And then Beatrice is like, Battler, please save me. Kind of similar thing, right? So it's interesting to see. It is interesting to kind of see like what that means, and like it does seem like Willard is like a idealized version of Battler, or like a different version of Battler, or like I don't know how because they kind of brought him in as like a magical player, so it seems hard for him to be anyway related to actually Battler. Like the witches normally ascend from humans, but like all the witch hunters seem to be like people who are not humans, right? They're not like, like what's her face? Death is the death. Great death is death. Whatever. She's never an actual person in the story. She's just like a thing that exists, right? So yeah, it's interesting. What do I expect to see from episode 8 now that I didn't see the end of the stream? So this is I think it's going to flash back between episode 8 and episode 4. And it's going to be about Battler saving Beatrice and Willard saving Leon. And somehow those are obviously going to be interconnected. And then defeating the two witches. Burncastle and Lambda Delta. And finding a shard witch is happy. And being like, we make our own luck. And through our own love, we can see the path. Like, not Lambda Delta, Burncastle's like, oh, there are no futures where you are happy. And then they're going to be like, through our love, without love it cannot be seen. And we have love, so we will see the path. Or something like that, I think it's going to be aimed at a future rather than in the past. You know what I mean? Like, instead of saying the stories from behind, it's like, what's going forward. So, can I ask you something as well? Power of anime bullshit, yes. But also, like, it's one of those things where at the end of the day, it's kind of true. You know what I'm saying? Like, you extend it to be anime bullshit, but, like, relationships and love and all that stuff is, like, friendship and love and family and all that kind of stuff is kind of how you get through life, right? So, you do have, like, a level of that in in real life. At the end of the day, you learn it's okay to be anime. Exactly. This has been a long-running theme. It's been a long-running psyop to get Joe to love anime, basically. Because that's going to be the final twist. And then we'll do the marble race, and then Joe will be primed to enjoy whatever anime it is. And at the end, they do say, we are the Limbus Company. Exactly. Which, I pulled all the both IDs and Ego within 60 pulls, by the way. Not to brag. Sorry if you don't care about Limbus Company. I keep mentioning it every now and then, but... Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of episode 8. Can I drop Nanjo's Uma Musume friend code? He has got a full maxed out MLB or whatever they call it. Kitsu-san Black. He's got them all. He is an absolute whale. It's disgusting. He dropped at least a gold ingot in the game. There's a new wheel game redeem. Oh, there actually is. That wasn't a joke. Hold on. Was that actually one? I have not seen a... Oh, I have. Kaylee, sorry. It got lost in the things. Kaylee. You have put a game on the wheel. What game would you like to be on the wheel? So if you're not normally here, when we need a game to play, we spin the wheel full of games that people have suggested, and whatever lands... Oh my god, no. Oh god. Kaylee spreading the Kingdom Hearts propaganda. Kaylee won't be happy until every single streamer in the Jads related universe is playing Kingdom Hearts 1. This is his perfect victory. Eventually he's gonna get Joe to do it as well. It's leaking from the mouse cord. Oh no. I was like, you know what made me laugh was when Mouse was saying, like, I obviously I knew that Mouse has been forced into playing Kingdom Hearts because of the drama. Well, not the drama, it just redeemed. She did a marble run for it. And I thought that was very funny. But then when she said that people were forcing her to try and play Roblox, I was like, that's too far. That's too far. The mouse cord situation. I was like, you can't be forcing people to play Roblox. You can't be forcing a woman in her 30s to playing Roblox. That's too cruel. Dalmek has also redeemed a game for the wheel. Dalmek, what would you like for the wheel? Please do not say Roblox right now. What a repeat entries allowed? They are allowed 100%. Another Kingdom Hearts. Oh my god. The Kingdom Hearts conglomerate has fucking struck. Oh god. Well, hey. How do you play Kingdom Hearts these days? Is that only on PlayStation? Have they got a Steam version? I have bought a capture card. It's on Steam. Okay, thank god. Yeah, so if you weren't here, tomorrow I'm going to be playing Jax 2. Because that was another one that won the wheel. That's right, you heard correctly. The PS2 game Jax 2. I have not played the first one. I have not played any of them. Jax 1 was not redeemed. It was not a coalition. You just had enough bits and thought it'd be funny to join in the bit. That's fair enough. Who the two of us will be jacking? We'll find out. We'll find out. But speaking of different games, today we are doing something a bit different than usual. We are not going to be playing 100 Line. Well, not at the beginning. We'll see how long it takes. But we're going to play all of the games submitted for the Jads Game Jam. If you did not know, there was a game jam on Jads recently. Rodney, the Twitch admin version is like, huh, what? Something about what jacket? There was a game jam that happened recently where they had a week to make games, and we are going to play all of them and see how they are. How is the 100 Line going? I am on still 0 endings. Because the first one apparently doesn't count as an ending, but we are very close, and I am enjoying the line that we're on at the moment. It's a very fun line, I think. Your game is trash. I don't believe that. What's happening? You just see stonk charts. Look, it's a very long and elaborate. If you have not seen Joe's UmiNeco streams, this is gonna be very confusing. I have not played it for a year. I've played it for like 3 months. Twice a week for 3 months. And it's because the first line doesn't count as an ending, apparently. We're more than halfway through the game now, or what I'm gonna play. Anyway, we're gonna play these ones. Yes, did anyone have anything else they want to talk about UmiNeco before we switched off? I mean, it was a big stream today. A lot of stuff happened. So if anyone else had anything they wanted to chat about, yeah, we're on that one right now. That's all I'm saying. There's a... What, you didn't get that one? How did you not get this one? It's like the... I feel like it's the most obvious one. You're on 48 endings and you haven't gotten this one. I made like the most obvious choices. You are insane. My thoughts on Will. I thought Will... I'm willing to be persuaded on Will. Will, at the moment, I feel like when he came in, I was like, why have we just added like a random person in just to be like, oh, this person's about the love of the heart, right? And I was like, okay, I guess just have them there. And then they kind of had a bit more towards the end of this episode. They started doing more stuff. They had, they actually made choices. They actually did stuff. So I'm willing to be like, okay, I'm ready to see where this character goes. But at the moment, I'm like, I don't care too much. Like, to me, at the moment, his main thing is like, he believes in love and he gets his ass pinched a lot. Like, those are his 2 main personality traits at the moment. Don't worry, Wizard Ex Machina. It'll all be explained soon. Don't worry. Yeah, and so yeah, one of Van Dyne's things is no romance allowed in mystery. And yes, it's because because he's retired, he's now broken that. Whereas Byrne, when she summoned him, would have assumed he was still working on it, so he wouldn't be able to take this path, right? But I'm willing to be persuaded. I'm like, obviously he's gonna do a lot more in the next episode. It's also very interesting that they decided to make him a man, when all the other characters brought in by Byrne have been women. Like, you had Erica, you had... I never remember her name. Dalinor, that's it, and all of Dalinor's people. And then the one character who's, like, on the actual side is a man. And I think, obviously, as kind of been mentioned, like, it's a very deliberate decision by Ryakushi who he makes male and female in the thing, right? Like, as I think Joe mentioned, like, what was it? Is it about, like, there was something mentioned about how it's only women doing something. I can't remember what it was. Off the top of my head. Was it only women who shot, No, because they had the fumble. I can't remember what he said. He said, someone remember. He said, it's very deliberate, basically, I think, who he chooses to be male and who he chooses to be female. It's very cool the one person, which I understand Seo, was a stranger instead of battler. Yeah, it's interesting how in the real version, quote unquote, Seiya gets over Battler, or, you know, Shannon, or I can't keep track of who's who in which universe, you know what I mean? The person who is Shannon seems to have gotten over Battler, but I guess really hasn't, because she was still going to do the thing. I said that it is kind of crazy, because I also felt bad for George there, because to my perception, she was basically lying to George's face, because she was like, oh no, George, you know, I don't care about Battler anymore, I love you. But the entire time in her head, she's like, I'm about to set off this like unbelievably elaborate, you know, serial murder case because I want Battler to notice me, basically. So I felt a little bit bad for George. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm willing to be convinced on Willard, on young Willard. But yeah, unless there's anything else, we will move on. Oh yeah, I also did like how Kirei is like a true, you know, stone cold killer. She's just like, I don't care about anyone apart from me. Like, I like Rudolph, but I like Rudolph because I feel good being with Rudolph. Like, I think it's hard to say if she loves him, but I think she has a lot of an attachment to him. But then, because then as soon as Rudolph dies, she's like, well, I'll just get another husband, right? So it's not like, I think she does care for Rudolph, but it wasn't like, she's not like, I'm never gonna love again. Like, my one love has gone. She's like, oh, I'll just go grab another husband, right? Whereas Rudolph was a bit more kind of, he was still into it, but he was buying into it. And I think he really kind of like, what's the word? Depersonalized himself? What's the word when you step away from it all? Like compartmentalized it and like all this kind of stuff, because he was kind of like, he was like, the whole place is gonna blow up. This is all like a dream. He was basically, this is an illusion, right? Everything's gonna blow up. Everything we do here doesn't really matter because we're gonna get rid of all the evidence. So it's fine. Yeah, he disassociated. He's like, I'm a bad guy. I'm gonna kill all these people. Then we're gonna blow it up. Nothing happened. We'll just go back to our regular lives. That's kind of like, I think, how he felt about it. Whereas Kirei was just obviously like a stone cold killer.